Leafs move the puck better than most. Yep. They got a lot of team chemistry in terms of like where to find each other on the ice. They know how to put plays together. One of their goals there tonight, man. One of their goals looked like it was this close to being an utter disaster. I forget who it was, man. Came back to the blue line and like they had it and then kind of like stumbled and almost brought it right out of the zone. So they just chucked it back in out of desperation. Somebody along the boards picked it up. Again, just desperation, but being quick to the puck. You know what I mean? Expecting the unexpected and then jumping to it first. Before you know it, they're whipping that puck around across for a beautiful goal. I mean, that's how you maximize your mistakes, right? It's okay to make mistakes out there. Just be alert. Be ready for anything. You can't play this game on your heels, man. You can't. You got to be always on the edge of your seat. You know what I mean? You got to be ready to jump forward at all times, not jump back, right? The power play looks much better this year. Plus, the team has more depth. It should be a fun playoffs. I agree. And you know what? With every battle scar payment, let me tell you, with every battle scar of every previous season, that just adds to the fire a little bit more, you know? And it also makes them feel a little more comfortable after being there so many times. It gets to a point where you're fed up, man. You're not scared of nothing no more because you've been there 5, 6, 7 years in a row and you've never cracked that barrier. And you know what? You're just like, I'm done with this. I'm making a stand here today. And that's all it takes, you know, and I say it, that's all it takes. It's one thing that can make all the difference. So it's incredibly important to have that mental flip go off. But at the same time, it's a really difficult thing to ask all 22 guys on the roster at any given night to be at that place, you know, to be ready to go like that. So, you know, that these guys that finish second and third in their division have to face each other. I think it's stupid. I think it's absolutely stupid. It's just no reward. You're just knocking guys out. And you know what I mean? That's how teams that are like lower ranked all season long can slip through the cracks and somehow end up in a cup final. That's why I say I don't buy this whole second, third round, fourth, you know what I mean? Any of that stuff anymore. I don't. The NHL has set up a way to make the game so unpredictable that these days, like anything can happen. Anything can happen. And you shouldn't be shocked when it does. Just be entertained. So, you know what I mean? It's all very, very predictable when you've watched it enough times. You know what I mean? You start to see the clues happen of the random storylines that seem to repeat themselves. You know, the underdogs in the playoffs that somehow go on this magical run. You start seeing similarities in their stories year after year after year that like the team could be different, but there's always that one, you know, the Cinderella at the ball. There's always that one. So just look out for them every year at the playoffs, right? Every year. I mean, one of the years that the LA Kings won it, I think they were down 3-0 in the first round against the LA Kings, I believe. 3-0 in the first round. They were about to be swept. They came back and won that series, and then that was one of the years they went on to win the cup, I think. Not a bad way to just say, you know what, I'm doing this, right? So, Double G, yo, what are you saying? Your argument is overrated. Few teams face easy matchups in the first round of playoffs. Plenty of teams are in Toronto's position and having a tough matchup in the first round. I agree that that's also true. You know what I mean? It's not one or the other. Why does everything gotta be so black and white? Like, I'm sorry to like I hope you don't think I'm like beefing you here, but I deal with this all the time. That it's about context. There's no right or wrong necessarily for it, right? But to keep it the fairest in most circumstances, you want 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7. It's just you know what I mean? Because yeah, even in that format, upsets happened all the time. People still have to face tough teams in the playoffs, right? So I think what you're trying to say is that like it's not an excuse to have it for the format the way it is, because in the end, everybody's still gonna have to face a tough matchup potentially in the playoffs. And I think you're right about that. But those upsets, well, I don't think were as common, were they? In the past, when you had the old structure? You know what I mean? Like, how many times does a team like Montreal go on the run that they did? You know, like, it happens. It happened less back then, though, I think. I could be wrong. Now, that's entertaining in its own right, too, right? When you see a team, when your team is the one, right? When your team is the one that's barely hanging on in the playoffs, like getting in, and then they go on a run like that, I mean, holy geez, that's exciting if you're their fans, right? So, yeah, I don't know. So that's why. What argument am I making? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. There's no argument here, man. You know what I mean? So nothing is overrated because we're not talking serious. It's hockey. You know? You remember when the Predators went to the finals from only having 95 points? They swept the Hawks in the first round. Like, there's always one. There's always one that has an incredible story of some kind. That is going to happen anyway. So, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe having this divisional thing is better. Because at least you're facing people that you're going to face more often in the regular season. So, you know what? Double G, I'm with you. You know what? Let's go with that. Let's change the opinion then. You know what? Let's keep it the way it is. It is arbitrary after all. There you go. There you go. You just completely changed my mind. That's as simple as it is, right? It's hockey. I don't really care one way or the other. It's entertaining. But you know what? No, I changed my mind. I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. All right? Yeah, let's keep it the divisional stuff. Because who cares in the end? Upsets are still going to happen. And at least this time it can be against divisional people that you see more often. Hey, look at that, guys. Let me know in the chat what you guys prefer, okay? Like, let me know, Cobra, Nico, Payment, all y'all. Let me know what you think about the formats, right? Imagine a 1v4 and 2v3 in the playoffs, no wild card. Yeah, I don't know what the wild card really does, but I mean, at the same time, I kind of agree. The chaos is chaos. Who cares? If everybody knows the rules going in, you're all agreeing to it, right? We're all supposed to just know and accept. That's what I say even about the shootout. Like, just accept it. It's in the game. Who cares? Does it really matter how it ends in the end? Like, if you've ever been to a shootout, like if you've ever been to a game that goes into a shootout, especially one that goes extra rounds, 5, 6, 10 shooters, something like that. Oh, Lord, that place is pounding. You know, the rafters are shaking. You know, it's a magical moment. But for the people on TV, it doesn't always translate very well. It's something weird about it. Optically, it just doesn't look as good on TV. It looks kind of silly, I think. And I think that's why people at home don't really buy into it. But a shootout in the rink, when you're there, oh, buddy, I tell you, it's exciting stuff. And Double G, you're saying you like the rivalry matchups. Remember how long it had been since Montreal played Toronto? Metaphoric, hats off. Flag wave. Done. Done. Yep. You win, sir. Now spread the word, eh? Tell your friends about me. Right? How many other places can you go where you can voice your opinion to the host of a show like this, and they'll actually change their opinion based on what you say? How interactive do we do things around here compared to other places, huh? Right? So when people call me a jerk that's stubborn, you know better, Double G, and so does everybody else in this chat right now watching. All right? We do things legitimate around here. About as legitimate as you can get in a little setup like this. So I think that's about it for me, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for sharing opposing opinions when you have them. Don't ever be scared, man. I'm just a guy on the internet, right? I'm here to get you to think. So if you think of something different and you want to share it, this channel is just as much yours as it is mine when it comes to sharing opinions, all right? Especially about hockey. So don't be scared, all right? Tell your friends about me. Come on out and we'll see you after the next game. I guess it's Tuesday against, the Philadelphia Flyers. And I got the perfect meme for that one. So make sure you don't lose me on Instagram, all right? Oh, I just bumped something. I think something shut off. Nope, the music just paused. All right. See, that's when it's too late. I start rambling. Peace, guys. See ya.